Tucson, Arizona is hot in the summer, and if you're thinking, yeah, we knew that. It was recently my birthday and Nick asked me what I wanted, and the only thing I could come up with was that I wanted to float in a pool. So we started doing a little bit of searching and we found out that we could rent a house with a pool. And I would say I had medium hopes for Tucson because mainly my goal was to float in the pool, and since I knew there was gonna be a pool, no problem there. But I knew it was gonna be really hot and that was going to make things a little bit harder to potentially enjoy. However, Tucson blew me away and we had so much fun and I saw so many beautiful things. As I usually do, I packed a ton of art supplies because I knew I wanted to make some art while I was there. And of course I wanted to try to fill a sketchbook. We were doing a shorter trip though, so I did make a custom sketchbook with just a couple pages in it so I wouldn't be too overwhelmed. And the way that we decided to spend our days was we would wake up really early, like way earlier than we normally do, so that we could do a little hike in the morning before it got way too hot. And I'm so glad we did this because there was this hiking trail that was just perfection. It wasn't very far away from where we were staying and there were so many saguaro cactus and we saw hummingbirds and all sorts of different birds, and the desert there is just stunning and surprisingly full of life. And then after we would take our hike, we would come back and we would swim in the pool and then we would make breakfast and then I would paint and then we'd swim and paint and swim. And it was just the absolute perfect little getaway to decompress and have some fun and also float in a pool. Not to mention I saw so many cool birds there and I even got to go to a really neat art shop and I got some really interesting supplies. I got some of these newer handmade watercolors, and while I was there I even found some watercolor paper that was made with agave fibers, and I'm super excited to play with this. I also picked up some toned watercolor paper because I am quite curious about how that will change things when white isn't the primary color of the paper. And then near the end of the trip, Nick let it slip to our Airbnb host that I was an artist, and he's always my biggest fan, so the more he talked to her, the more interested that she got in what I was doing. So I ended up actually recreating one of the paintings that I did in this sketchbook and I left it for her, and I just had so much fun. And as a matter of fact, I can't wait to go back, even if it's like 112 degrees out.